According to an unidentified whistleblower, consumers should expect to lose all of their money if they invest in schemes promising high returns on digital currencies such as Bitcoin. But will there be a trigger that will permanently crash the cryptocurrency? The reality is, if I told you now, you wouldn't believe me.
If you're in crypto, you probably know someone who's been scammed out of hundreds, thousands, or millions of dollars. And if you don't, then you haven't been in crypto long enough.
The volatile nature of crypto assets was highlighted once again when Bitcoin plunged 28% from this year's record high of $42,000, a figure established in the first half of 2022, and after more than doubling in value in less than a month. Despite the sharp decline to $30,200, Bitcoin is still at its lowest level since the beginning of the year. The Financial Conduct Authority has urged consumers to understand what they are investing in and the financial dangers associated, because cryptocurrencies are unlikely to be covered by UK programs that help investors reclaim money when companies go bankrupt. Sorry to break it to you, but dollar bills have always been a source of concern, even before the pandemic. However, no one seemed to mind at the time. Is there a connection between this and the coin scarcity? You've almost likely heard about the massive coin shortage that followed the outbreak. When the terms cashless society and coin shortage are combined, a conspiracy theory may emerge. But here's the thing, when people stop using cash to buy items, a coin shortage isn't surprising. Consider the following. The shortage of coins occurred because no coins were exchanged while businesses were closed. Even when people did make purchases, it was never cash or coins. Furthermore, the United States Mint, in charge of the currency production, had fewer staff on hand throughout the pandemic. When businesses reopened, the demand for currency was greater than the supply of coins. In other words, rather than a genuine lack of coinage, the underlying problem resulted from coins not circulating about in the economy. All of these things combined to create a significant circulation problem, and that's all I've got for now. Take a big breath, stop looking for the boogeyman around every corner, and prepare to pay with cash the next time. You've probably heard the term Fedcoin thrown around a few times. It's a phrase used to describe a type of federal digital currency, also known as a federal type of cryptocurrency, backed by a central bank. To be clear, Fedcoin does not now exist. Fedcoin, like any other cryptocurrency, would be built on the blockchain, but it would have the support of the central bank, something ordinary cryptocurrency does not have. In reality, most cryptocurrency aficionados are drawn to it because it is not governed by a central bank. There has been no word on Fedcoin's reaction to the irony.
Cash is still relevant, but cash is no longer king.
Digital payments move from being a nice-to-have capability to a must-have.
Electronic payments have cannibalized checks.
So what is the backstory of all this? The government, on the other hand, has been trying to come up with a suitable response to the mining and investment boom in cryptocurrencies like as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. Yes, the one named after a dog meme. In March 2022, President Biden signed an executive order announcing that the government will explore the viability of a US central bank digital currency. Is it feasible that the COVID-19 pandemic will result in a cashless society? Nope. We are using less currency, but we are still a long way from becoming totally cashless. And the fact that some places refuse to accept dollar bills for a while, and may still reject, does not imply that a cashless world is unavoidable. Consider how much of your money is already in the virtual realm. Do you get a large sum of money from your boss on payday? We don't believe so. On a Friday morning, you probably get a nice little direct deposit from your employment into your bank account. You were never seen the money. It was never done in person, and you only know you were paid because some figures tell you so. Furthermore, you almost certainly utilize apps like Seller, PayPal, or Venmo to pay relatives and friends, especially if you don't have cash on hand or haven't seen them in person. However, this does not apply that we live in a cashless world. You can still acquire cash from the bank and put it into your grocery bags, or you can put a few dollars under your child's pillow for a lost tooth. Cash is still going strong, and no pandemic will put an end to it. Many people prefer and rely on currency notes, whether they like it or not. As long as such people are alive, we will not be moving to a cashless society. Yes, you read that right. Dave Ramsey has long pushed for the use of cash and will do so in the future. You can tell when you spend cash for something. You must give up something, such as those $20 in money, in order to acquire the item you desire, like that brand spanking new t-shirt. There's some internal struggle as you watch the money leave your palms and disappear into the cashier's drawer. Consider how much major corporations want us all to go cashless. Isn't it simple to overspend when you just swipe your card? People who utilize mobile wallets, on the other hand, swipe away as if it were virtual monopoly money, despite the fact that it is still real digital currency. So, of course, these enormous corporations would use the opportunity to persuade us all to ditch cash for good. It's free money for them, especially if you pay with a credit card. Nothing, however, beats real money. In reality, 85% of business owners claim to always accept cash. That's the end of the cashless society. And don't think that not spending cash contributes to America's demise. Seriously. As long as you have money in the bank, you can use your debit card. Finally, whichever payment option you use, debit, mobile wallet or cash, be sure you've budgeted for it ahead of time. You must budget for every expenditure, whether it is for a few George Washingtons at the petrol station or rewarding your friend for seeing you at lunch. According to the FCA, certain crypto investment firms may be overstating potential profits or understating risks. The FCA is aware that certain firms are offering high returns on crypto asset investments, lending or crypto asset related investments. The regulator stated on investing in crypto assets as well as associated investments and lending implies taking extremely big risks with the money of investors. If consumers invest in these types of products, they should expect to lose all of their money. By settling complaints or demanding compensation from guilty firms, the Financial Ombudsman Service would be unable to assist investors who had lost their money. Consumers were also unlikely to be compensated under the Financial Services Compensation Scheme, which covers losses of up to £85,000 on fully regulated accounts and financial products including pensions. According to the FCA, the complexity of some cryptocurrency-related services and products make it difficult for users to properly understand the dangers. Users would be exposed to market supply and demand if crypto assets could not be guaranteed to be converted back into money. They should also be aware that some high-yielding firms may be free from all rules, save those pertaining to basic money laundering measures. The danger is that FOMO, fear of missing out, investors won't think twice before investing in crypto assets, which is a highly sophisticated, high-risk and relatively new sector of investment, Jobson explained. Bitcoin's performance is difficult to ignore, but we've seen this before in 2017, and it's all come crashing down. While it's always tempting to believe that this time will be different, the asset remains notoriously volatile, he noted. Crypto assets should only constitute a small fraction of a portfolio, Jobson added. Regardless of an investor's risk level, investors should take safeguards according to the FCA by checking whether firms are listed on the Financial Services Register. If companies were not mentioned, customers should inquire as to whether they are able to service customers without FCA approval and consider withdrawing their funds. We hope our video gave you a look into how the situation is looking for those of you who might be overly invested in crypto, because the future might not be so bright after all.